MathBot 7. This is the 7th episode on how to use the MathBot in TestDriller app. In this episode, we shall cover topics on graph. The graph functionality in MathBot will blow your mind. It is specially programmed to plot the graph for any type of equation. It can plot the graph for any type of equation and inequality, and it does that within a second. It is a powerful function visualizing tool for scientific minds. Teachers will also find the graph functionality very useful. Let's take a quick look at how it works. The first step is to type the equation. Let's take y equals 2x minus 5 as an example. We need to tell MathBot the range for the value of x. Let's say x ranges from -4 to 4. Note that y and x can be represented with any alphabet. It must not necessarily be y and x. However, while the MathBot plots the graph, whatever alphabet is used in the left-hand side of the equation will be taken as y, while the alphabet on the right-hand side of the equation will be taken as x. Y is a dependent variable, while x is an independent variable. Use a semicolon to separate the equation from the range of x and click send. And here you have it, plotted within a second. The graph can also plot more than one equation at the same time. For example, let's assume we have two equations. Y equals x raised to power 2 plus x minus 12 and y equals 2x plus 9. The range of x for the first equation is from -3 to 7, and the range of x for the second equation is from -10 to 9. This will be typed as follows. Click send. If the range of x is the same for both equations, you only need to type the range of x once at the end. For example, below the graph, you will notice an annotation. It is called legend. A legend is a list of all labels of the equations. As you can see from this example, it makes it easy to identify and differentiate the different equations represented on the graph. Graph labels and titles. In MathBot, you can name the x and the y axis of a graph. This is made possible by the x and y label functionality in MathBot. You can also give the graph a title. Let's demonstrate this with an example. Step. Step is the common difference of x values. It describes the number added to the initial value of x to get the next value. For example, if x ranges from 1 to 3 and the step is 0.5, x values will be 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, and 3. The total number of values in x range is called length, which is 5. The default length in MathBot is 100. By specifying the step for x range, you alter the default value for the length. The importance of steps and length can be seen in a non-linear graph. When the value of the step is small, there will be more points on the graph, and the more the points, the smoother the curve. Let's demonstrate this using the Android app. By reducing the step from 1 to 0.05, we will have a smoother curve. And of course, we can change the length instead. The higher the value of the length, the more the points and the smoother the curve. Note that you can't use step and length at the same time. You can only use one of the two. You can creatively use the graph to spell a word. It can also be used to draw anything. It is only limited by your level of creativity. You can easily download and share your graph by using the Android app. To download and share your graph, click on the little icon on the top right corner of the graph. Click on Share to share on WhatsApp and other social media platforms. Click on Download to download it on your device to use for your project or for a presentation. Before we round off this episode, let's use the graph to solve some past questions. This is the end of the 7th episode of MathBot. Check other episodes of MathBot or TestDriller YouTube channel or Facebook at www.facebook.com/TestDriller.